everyone, it's Laura Mitchell reporting to you live from the Digital Health Summit studio. I'm at CES 2016 and I'm with Amy Foley. She's from Johnson & Johnson Health and Wellness Solutions. Welcome. She is the VP of Product Innovation and Delivery. So welcome to the CES Digital Health Summit. Are you having a good time so far?
Having a great time. It's been fantastic.
It's always a great show. So tell us a little bit more about Johnson & Johnson. You know, what I think everyone has kind of heard of what Johnson & Johnson does for the most part, but how are we seeing innovation in the healthcare space?
Sure, I'm glad you asked actually. It's funny walking the floor here, you know, I get some feedback, you know, why is Johnson & Johnson here?
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of funny because for me, you know, Johnson & Johnson in the 150 plus years that it's been around has always focused on enabling technologies and innovation. So this is a perfect fit for us.
Fit, right?
Exactly. And we've seen that, you know, just over the last few days as we've been here and we've been excited to participate. So, you know, really what we focus on is putting the consumer in the center, knitting together the whole healthcare ecosystem so that we have, you know, really centering on an individual's purpose and what motivates them to keep them healthy.
Gotcha.
And when and if they do become ill, to really remind them of that purpose and motivate them to be as healthy as they can in that situation, knit together the caregiver and the doctor, and that's really, you know, where we see our sweet spot, you know, in driving behavior modification, consumer insights, predictive analytics, and tying those all together to really change, you know, the healthcare system.
And so what are some of the things you're seeing? You're walking around the show floor. What would you say some of the trends of CES 2016 Digital Health Summit are?
Well, there's so many cool things. So I'm going to set that aside because I think everybody here has seen them.
Yes.
You know, I think that everybody's trying to solve the same problems, which is good because we know we have the right problems. What I see are a lot of individual pieces of the solution, so that just gets me more excited about what a company like Johnson & Johnson can do, which is really knit the right players and collaborators together to deliver something, you know, really truly unique and different.
Right, and so you spoke today on building an ecosystem, which is collaboration, which is I think is what you're talking about, putting together those silos and creating a seamless experience. Talk to me a little bit more about that. Like, what were some of the takeaways from that panel?
You know, the panel was great because I think we got a lot of good questions, and I think the synergies, what you'll hear about, you know, we had Johnson & Johnson, we had WellDoc, and we had Microsoft, and so you have, you know, Sandy made a comment at the outset of the panel saying, you know, gosh, combined, sitting back, here's three very different companies with, you know, more than 100 years of doing this in this space, which is kind of impressive. And what you look at, and as the, you know, all of us were talking, we really are focusing on the same things and bringing that together. And so when we think about, you know, and you'll hear from the other panelists that, well, we all have a piece that we bring to the table, and no one company can really do it alone. So we really spent a lot of time talking about what that really means and how that's an opportunity. That's not something that you need to be worried about.
And the great thing is it's a bunch of industry, you know, really some industry giants coming together to solve the same problem. So that's really encouraging, of course, for the industry, and it will benefit us all, certainly. So thank you so much, Amy, for taking some time with me, Johnson & Johnson, here live at CES 2016. This is Laura Mitchell reporting to you from the Digital Health Summit studio.